And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue on this Tuesday, July the 22nd. Thanks for being with us, wherever you may be. As the late Rush Limbaugh would say, across the fruited plain, we are here, and you are there, and we thank you for being with us, but you need to be here and come have lunch with us right off Interstate 26. The quest for perfect barbecue, and it is Phil's Dream Pit. We're going to be joined by Jeff Beverly, Mr. Big Orange Update. He's got a stack of stuff to talk about: football recruiting, baseball, basketball. Kim Caldwell's going to be at the Boys and Girls Club in Elizabeth as a guest speaker coming up here in a little bit later on this summer and early fall. So we'll talk about that. Oh, gosh, lots going on. Then a little bit later on, Brendan Sweeney's going to join us, the assistant athletic director from Milligan University. Talking sports as we always do, but also talking Milligan sports. But all that, and we got lots to talk about. The Phillies, the Brewers are red smoking hot. We'll talk about those and more coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show number 2326. You see the countdown to Cyclone football. We had Meet the Cyclones last night. Had over 2,500 views. Thank you for being a part of that, for watching it. Go ahead and continue to watch it and like it and share it. We appreciate that much. Get a chance to showcase the youngins last night from Elizabethton, from Junior Cyclones and T.A. Duggar, of course, a high school. So thank you. 31 days, 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 41 seconds and counting to Cyclone football 23-26 on the show. Of course, countdown to Cyclone football 2025. All right, let's get it started with the national anthem. We'll jump in and take a look at some baseball. Jeff joins at the bottom of the hour. He's here. So there'll not be any talking for the next few minutes. What'd you get? Pulled pork? And got you some hash brown? Oh, yeah. He's grinning like a fox in a hen house. He said, don't bother me. I'm getting ready to eat. We'll talk in a few. I got you. No, he didn't, but he gave me that look like, we'll talk later. So, talk in a few. I understand. All right, national anthem. It is good food. As we open the doors, 11 o'clock, here they are already, 4 or 5 folks in here getting ready to get rolling. Chris Stapleton, national anthem. Here we go on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing up, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Let's take a look at Major League Baseball to get started. First off, a couple of birthdays today. Don Henley from the Eagles, 7 birthdays, 78 today. Actor Danny Glover having a birthday. He is 79 today. And NFL running back Ezekiel Elliott having a birthday. He is 30 today. There's the birthdays on this Tuesday, July the 22nd. 155 days till Christmas. How about that? Something you wanted to hear today, didn't you? Yeah, right. All right, as we said, we're at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. There it is. 349-6437 is the number to call. If you need to get some food catered, if you want to buy meat by the pound, if you want to find out about the Phil's Dream Pit portable truck, the food truck, the mobile truck, not portable, mobile truck, all that's at that phone number, 349-6437 or philsdreampit.com. And so Jeff's got the pulled pork. You got an option here. Gosh, all kinds of goodies. Pulled pork, pulled chicken, pulled beef, turkey, the pulled pork, as we mentioned. You got chicken on the bone, beef brisket. You got the ribs, the baby back ribs, full rack, half rack. You got the smoked turkey. You got the sides, baked beans, mac and cheese, potato salad, mac salad, the hash brown casserole. All that available again here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. We are on show number 2326 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Philadelphia Phillies beat the Red Sox last night. Something hadn't happened in 50 years. They had a bases-loaded catcher interference last night. Start off our Major League Baseball segment. Catcher interference call. Forced on the winning run. Crazy. You know the rule, when you go to extra innings, put a guy out at second base like we used to do in grade school kickball, which is I think it's kind of sissified, but that's just what I think. Red Sox, again, in the 10th inning, failed to take advantage of the automatic runner, so the Phillies come to the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the 10th, we're in Philadelphia. Jordan Hicks walking Otto Kemp, loaded the bases, nobody out. And so loading the bases, no outs, when one run beats you is a perilous proposition, to say the least. Alex Cora said, we're going to try and see if this will work. It didn't. His catcher, Carlos Navarez, I don't think I'm saying it right, but that's him, old Carlos, a little too close to get the outside 1-2 pitch. Made contact with Sosa's bat, the batter. Successfully checked his swing. They called catcher interference. Runner comes home from third, game over. That's the final score, 3-2-10. Phillies beating the Red Sox. Man, what a heartbreaker for the Boston Red Sox. Are playing really good baseball. They've won 7 out of 10. Also last night, the Brewers make it 11 straight. Milwaukee Brewers make it 11 wins in a row. Also the best record in the National League right now. Brewers have won 60 of the first 100 games. This is a team you got to be paying attention to. We keep talking about the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are in a tailspin right now, but the Milwaukee Brewers are playing some really good baseball. How good is this franchise? Since 2018, the Brewers have won the National League Central 4 times. On track to make it 3 straight seasons. Can you tell me, because I couldn't until I started reading this article, can you tell me anybody on the Milwaukee Brewers team, any star? Only one I could tell you was Woodruff, and he was on the mound last night, Brandon Woodruff. And so he put on a show last night, 2 hits over 6 innings. And Corbin Burns. So that's what you've got for the Milwaukee Brewers, playing some really good baseball. Hey, we're live at Phil's Dream Pit. Jeff joins us coming up here in a few minutes. So the president gets involved. President Trump says the Guardians ought to go back to being Indians, which I agree. Guardians do not sound eager, though, to change their nickname back to the Indians after President Trump called for the franchise and the Redskins, or the Commanders, to go back to Redskins over the weekend. Guardians president Chris Antonetti says, we've got the name. We've had it for 3 or 4 years. We're going to hold tight on the name for the Guardians, so it don't look like it'll change anytime soon. I don't know if the president can make that happen or not, but he was very much in favor of putting it back to the Cleveland Indians. All right, Paul Skeens last night. Skeens went into the 6th inning last night, something he hadn't done since June. This guy's the real deal. Back-to-back starts. He is a stud. He is the only thing they've got in Pittsburgh. He won last night. They beat Detroit 3-0 at PNC Park. Went 6 scoreless innings, struck out 6. Got their first win of the second half of the season for the Pirates, who are not a very good baseball team. They're 40-61, but Paul Skeens is the guy. He's on his way, certainly in the running to be another Cy Young Award winner again. So Fall Skeens. Another good night last night for the Pirates. Who's playing where today? It's all under the lights. Our regional teams, Atlanta, are at home against San Francisco. Evan Carter in Texas hosting Athletics tonight. Jacob deGrom on the mound for the Rangers, trying to get his 10th win of the season. He's 9-2. And the Reds will be on the road with Burns on the mound, former Tennessee ball. The Reds will be in Washington about of the Nationals. You look at the other schedule or other teams on the schedule: Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit and Pittsburgh, San Diego, Miami, Red Sox again in Philadelphia, the Yankees in Toronto. Max Scherzer will get to start tonight for Toronto, the veteran. Angels in New York against the Mets. White Sox at Tampa Bay. Cubbies hosting Kansas City. The Cardinals will be in Colorado. Also tonight, Milwaukee at Seattle. Arizona hosting Houston, and the Dodgers. Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers tonight against the Minnesota Twins. Here's the standings going into the action today. Toronto with a 4-game lead over the Yankees in the East. They won 4 in a row and 7 out of 10. Yankees 4 back, Red Sox 6 back. Red Sox have won 7 out of 10. In the Central, the Tigers are no longer the best team in baseball. Interesting. By percentage points, Milwaukee is the best team in baseball right now. It's interesting. Tigers in a tailspin, they've lost 7 out of 10. They lead the Guardians by 10 in the Central. In the West, Houston, 5-game lead over the Mariners. Evan Carter and the Rangers are 7.5 back. Rangers have won 7 out of 10. So it's Houston, Seattle 5 back. The Rangers 7.5 back in the West. In the National League, closest race right now. 2 of the closest races are in the National League. The Phillies, who've lost 6 out of 10. They lead the Mets by a half game. In the Central, the Brewers have won 11 in a row. They lead the Cubs. Here's the interesting part about that. The Brewers have won 11 in a row. They're 60-40. You think at that point you've run away from everybody else, but they haven't. The Brewers have not ran away from the Cubs at all. Cubs only a game back in the Central. In the West, the Dodgers, who've lost 7 out of 10, they're only a 3.5 game lead now over the Padres, who won 2 straight at 7 out of 10. Top 5 teams in baseball right now. Percentage point says Milwaukee, Detroit, Toronto, the Cubs, and the Dodgers are the 5 best right now in Major League Baseball. We're live here again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Jeff joins in a few minutes with a Big Orange update. Lots to talk about Tennessee sports, including football practice starting. When's practice start, Bevo? Tomorrow? Huh? Monday? Next Wednesday? A week from tomorrow, Tennessee football hits the gridiron for the 2025 season. Everybody's ready. Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at some NFL football news. If you're a Titans fan, you got bad news. If you're a Bengals fan, you got bad news. If you're a Raiders fan like I am, we're going to win the Super Bowl. No, Jeff just started. He looked away. He couldn't even look at me. He just looked away like, yeah, right. Let's talk about the Dream Packs and Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertised now from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media?
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
Gonna talk
That's
some
our buddy Jeff.
Gonna talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are here live at Phil's Dream Pit. We're joined by our buddy Jeff Beverly. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, Thomas. Doing well.
Yep. Big Orange update. Here we are. So football practice starts. Tennessee football, not this Wednesday, not tomorrow, but next
A
Wednesday.
week
Right?
from Wednesday, right?
Week from tomorrow.
Media Day is a week from today.
Yep.
So they'll have the big media presentation and interviews and pictures and all those kinds of things. And then practice starts on Wednesday, the 30th.
Wow.
So
Hard
it's
to
here.
believe.
It's here.
Absolutely. We told you, we showed you the high school screen 31 days out from high school football. Hello to Lauren Grindstaff. How you doing, lady? Junior Campbell, hello, sir. Larry Googe, hello to you. Thank you for watching the show. Amy Whitson, hello, dear. How are you? And also, who else? Reba Whitehead. Had 2,500 folks watching last night. Appreciate you all checking us out on Meet the Cyclones. As we, again, were at the stadium last night. Got a chance to see all the youngins. We're 31 days out from Cyclone football kickoff at Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City. So, as Jeff said, it's here. So, what's the very latest on Tennessee football? Where do we start? Recruiting? We'll start.
We can
who's
start
in camp?
recruiting.
Where do you want to go?
You know, the last time that we talked, we were talking about June being a big recruiting month and that July would be a big commitment month. So since the last time that we have spoken, Tennessee's gotten 10 football commitments, which is what we sort of thought they would. We can run through these real quickly. Kedrick Golston, the second, his dad played at Georgia and played in the pros, but he committed to Tennessee over Georgia, Virginia Tech, and Michigan. He's 6'2", 220, an edge defensive end player out of Ashburn, Virginia. Edward Bakers, offensive lineman out of Baltimore, Maryland, committed to Tennessee over Ole Miss, NC State, and UVA. And as you go through these, you know, what we've always talked about is 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. That's just arbitrary. But who else is recruiting these guys? Who are they in the competition with? Of course, Aiden Anderson, the cornerback out of Greenville, committed. He's super fast and wouldn't surprise me to see him on offense a little bit too with his speed. Legend Bay, a great name. He's an athlete, probably a receiver out of Forney, Texas. Tennessee was recruiting against TCU in Oklahoma. Darion Albert, defensive lineman out of Jackson, Mississippi. And actually they got 2 commitments the same day from Jackson Academy in Jackson, Mississippi. Albert, the defensive lineman, LSU and UNC and Arkansas was a competition for him. And T.J. Watt, one of the top linebackers in the nation, 6'1", 225. Florida State, Mississippi State, Auburn were after him. Then they got a commitment from Jamin Theodore out of Baylor in Chattanooga, which I don't know if you saw the news. Peyton Manning's son is going to enroll in Baylor this fall.
Oh, really?
And it's an 8th grader, right? So he's a cornerback, 6'0", 165. Darrell Rivers, defensive lineman out of Powder Springs, Georgia. Georgia Tech, Georgia, Mississippi State. Javonte Smith, cornerback out of Jackson, Tennessee. Braden Rouse, a big pickup out of linebacker out of Marietta, Georgia. Texas and Alabama and Michigan, primarily Texas was a competition for Rouse. He's one of the top linebackers in the country, 6'3", 205, from Cal High School in Marietta. Then also from Cal High School, Marietta, the next day, Joel Combe. He's a safety, 6'2", 190. South Carolina and Missouri, Georgia were after him. And then the latest commitment was J.B. Shabazz, offensive tackle out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Ohio State, South Carolina was competition for him, 6'6", 280, one of the top offensive tackles in the nation. So we talked about they had all these big recruiting events in June Well, we saw the results of those in July, which is what you would hope, what you would expect.
A buddy of mine had a kid from South Point, Ohio. Is he on there?
Who?
I can't remember his name, but he showed a picture where he was coming to Tennessee from South Point, Ohio. A buddy of mine was in on that.
I don't see him on our list.
Yeah, he's a big one, too. There's a picture of him. He had number 71 on his jersey. So, anyway.
And then some of the key prospects that are still on the board that may be committing soon, may not be committing this soon, may be committing on into the season or maybe even December. We've talked about Savion Hyder, the running back. We've talked about him in the past. It's pretty much between Tennessee and Michigan now for him. Tristan Keys, a wide receiver out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's a LSU commit, has been for a while, but a lot of rumor out there, a lot of talk that he may decommit, and Tennessee is very much in the picture for him, along with Ole Miss, Alabama, and Southern Cal. So, but I think a lot of people can think it really, if he decommits from LSU, it's going to be a Tennessee-Ole Miss battle for him. Joel White is an athlete, defensive back, primarily out of Murfreesboro. Ole Miss and Vanderbilt, primarily for him. Primarily Tennessee and Vandy battle for him. He was going to commit about a week ago, then pushed it out. Decided to wait a little while, so we'll see. Salisi Moa, he's a player from out in Utah. He's a safety or defensive back, 6'2", 175. Tennessee, Utah. Utah probably leads for him, being he's from there. But Tennessee's still in the picture with him. And then the big offensive lineman out of Richmond, Darius Gray, LSU, South Carolina, Ohio State, Tennessee. So it's pretty much up in the air on him. Tennessee's very strong with him, so we'll see if they can pull that one out against LSU and Ohio State primarily. So
again, we're talking to Jeff. You see it's a Big Orange Update. So he keeps his post on the recruiting. So out of the ones that Tennessee signed, the ones that are in the camp,
yeah.
Who's a game changer? Who are like, oh boy, this guy's a stud, and we're glad we got him because he's going to be a game changer.
I think Braden Rouse, the linebacker, I think he was so highly sought after, especially at Texas. Alabama and Michigan were recruiting him, but Texas and Tennessee was a battle between those two. And even the morning of his commitment, a lot of people predict him to go to Texas. But Tennessee did a good job of pulling him out and able to get the commitment from him. But he is a game changer, I think, for sure. And I think the other one is Legend Bay. He's out of Texas also. But he is just an athlete. He's super fast, very athletic, can play multiple positions, wants to play some offense, wants to play some defense, wants to play both. Special teams kind of guy, too. So I think of those commitments most recently, those will be the two that will probably stand out. T.J. Watt's another linebacker that's really highly sought after. And then Faison Bradden, the quarterback out of North Carolina, is still the number one. Well, depending on which ranking. You know, some rankings have him number one quarterback, some have him top 5. But one of the top quarterbacks coming out of high school next year. And he's just outstanding. He did very well in the Elite 11 camp this past month. So I expect him to come in and really push, regardless of who the starting quarterback is next year, come in and really push, and get some action early.
We're live here again. Hello, Angie Will Hoyt. How you doing, lady? Hello, Baker. We're live here again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. So we keep talking about Merkliner and McIntyre and of course, Aquilar. So camp starts next Wednesday. Any more buzz about the quarterback right now?
It's a lot of people are starting to think Aguilar is going to be his job to lose. He's got so much more experience than the other two guys. 2 years, fully starting for 2 years at App State, but still, it's a good program. He's just got a lot of experience. McIntyre may be the most talented of those three, but he's just a true freshman, and he's very slender. And he sort of reminds people of Peyton Manning when Peyton was a freshman in terms of his physique. But as far as a talent standpoint, he may be the most talented of those three. Probably is the most talented of those three. Merklinger, is a pretty solid quarterback, and I suspect. One of those two will transfer probably. In this day and time, you just don't have a quarterback sit
right
that can play. If he's that level quarterback, he's gonna go somewhere to play. As easy as it is to transfer nowadays.
Yeah, waving money at him.
I suspect Merklinger could be the guy out, on the outside looking in kind of thing. We'll see. But Aguilar, I think, as much as they sort of have put their chips in on him. With the experience and so forth, I think they're expecting him to be the day one starter. And if he can perform, he's very athletic. He can run the ball. Got a good arm, good strong arm. He did throw a lot of interceptions, but a high percentage of those interceptions is when they were trailing by 10 points or more. Somebody went back and did some stats on that. And so once they got trailing, then they were trying to push, trying to get caught up. So he pushed a little bit. I think he'll be a little bit more disciplined and coached a little more along that line at Tennessee than perhaps he was at App State. Who knows? But, yeah, we'll soon find out. We'll see how they line up next week when they start fall camp. They'll just be in, 9.5 shoulder pads on, of course, the first day or two. So it'll be hard to tell from much early. But as far as the pecking order of how they're practicing, they'll know at least who right now is sort of on the top going into the real competition.
We're here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue, Interstate 26, Eastern Star exit. Here it is right here, folks, the quest for perfect barbecue. They've got the, let me run down real quick what the platters are for today or every day. You got the platters. You can choose from pulled pork, pulled chicken, pulled beef. Everything's smoked right here in behind the restaurant and the smoker by our smoke master, as they call him, Mr. Brandon. Sliced beef, drumsticks. You can get the half rack ribs, the full rack ribs. You get the platter sampler, where you get your option of ribs, brisket, pork wings, pulled chicken, pulled beef, turkey, Italian sausage. Oh, and you need the food truck to come out. Just call them at 349-6437 and find out the availability for them to bring the Phil's Dream Pit food truck out on location at an event you got coming up, fall festival, something, end of the summer, antique show, class reunion, I don't know, whatever it is, party at the school. I know sometimes they've done parties at the end of the school. Last year they did the where they had field day and whatever. They just took the truck out there and sold right out of the truck, the Phil's Dream Pit food truck. So you can call and ask them about that as well. 349-6437 is the number. Call or philsdreampit.com. So all the court, I get into this every time I talk about Tennessee. We hear about the QB. But you go back last year, the guy that was the motor of that offense was Dylan Sampson.
Absolutely.
So he's gone. So to me, in my mind, not that the quarterback is not important. Obviously it is. But in the SEC, you've got to have a running game. I mean, you just have to. The run sets up the pass. And so Bishop and Lewis, I think, are the kind of the front runners. So those are the two guys.
Those two guys coming back. Peyton Lewis, who's more of a bigger back, and Deshaun Bishop out of Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them ran the ball really well last year when they did get the opportunity behind Sampson. Got Star Thomas, who's a transfer from Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So those three, will be – and they pretty much split their time with a lot of different running backs. The running backs get a lot of playing time at even 2 and 3 deep. Although, of course, Sampson had the big year last year, but the other guys did get some playing time. So this year it may be more of an equal split among those guys until one sort of steps up and gets to the head of the pack and shows that he may be the guy this year. Then you got Dwayne Morris, a true freshman, coming in, who also has been impressive in summer workouts and very athletic. Again, it's different when you put on the pads and get contact. So,
absolutely.
Absolutely. So we'll see how that plays out. But I expect he'll get some playing time as well. That's why they're going so hard for Savion Hyder, the number one running back in the nation going for next year. Because running back really makes the offense go. As you mentioned, if you've got that running back, they not only can get you the tough yards or break the plays, but also can be effective in pass receiving, on the flares and screens and those kind of things. And Coach Heupel's offense will use them all. So
do you think his offense will set up this year? Nico's gone, and Nico's old news. Not going to talk about Nico anymore. The new quarterback and the offensive philosophy of Heupel, will he set it up pass first, then run, or go back and set up the run and complement with the pass? Which way do you think he'll go?
I think it's always been run first, and then I think depending on how successful you are, that affects obviously the way the defense plays up closer to the line of scrimmage, where the safeties come in to support the run. That frees up space in the secondary. But you've got to have a quarterback who can make that read and make the accurate pass. Strong arm, sure, but more accuracy is more important than perhaps arm strength. Last year, we just saw Nico miss so many open receivers, as Joe Milton did the year before. And a lot of people say, well, maybe Heupel's offense is not really doing that well. No, there was still a lot of open receivers. The difference is Hooker hit them 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Hooker always hit the open guys. Last year, I saw a videotape somebody put together, a little compilation of missed overthrows past year, and there was a number of overthrows that were people were open,
Wide open.
It would have been touchdowns or at least long gains. It would have changed the the outcome of maybe a couple of those games that they lost. So I think if Aguilar or whoever can come in there and just be accurate with the ball, I think the offense will click even more. Offensive line, most of them are new, but again, that 2 or 3 of them are transfers. Starting the true freshman David Sanders at tackle, but he is all stud from what everybody says. So I remember the last time a true freshman started on offensive line was Trey Smith. He turned out pretty good. So
Wasn't too bad, yeah.
So we'll see if Sanders can even live up to anywhere close to that. But offensive line be all new except for Hurd. They say Hurd has really improved in terms of his stamina and getting in shape, those kind of things since last year. I think he came in the first few games, he wasn't in shape at that point. So coming off an injury, so that sort of makes a little bit of sense. But I think with offensive line, if he can gel pretty quickly, this offense could be, I think, better than last year's for sure.
I think the Syracuse game on the 30th of August is a table setter for this program this year. I mean, you got a lot of what-ifs, a lot of the preseason media, we'll ask you about that. The media, whoever that is, wasn't, I wasn't a part of that, but the media, the national or the SEC media, picked Tennessee 9th in the conference. And so I don't know if that's unfair. I think it is, but we'll see, because there's a lot of questions around the program, no question. So they're 9th in the country. 9th in preseason in the SEC media poll, which, again, media is media. It is what it is. They don't know what's really going on, to be quite honest, and I'm part of the media. Just like if you ask what the Cyclones are doing, and I got an idea, but I've not been to too many practice. I haven't been to any practice yet. I'm going to start getting to it, so I can't give you an honest answer what it looks like. I got expectations, and so is the media. The same things. They picked Tennessee 9th preseason. But for me, with all the expectations and all the question marks, ETSU's second game, on paper, Tennessee wins, obviously. It's great game in-state for both schools, but when the smoke clears, it should be a decisive Tennessee win, should be. Then you got Georgia coming, and that's third game, and so, all right, you know what that's going to be, because Georgia's coming to town on the 13th of September. So for me, tell me if I'm wrong, August the 30th, Syracuse sets the table for your program for the season. They go in there and struggle or get beat. That's like, you start creating doubt. I know it's the first game, but if you go in there and blister them, get a big convincing win, I think it really kind of springboards, the rest of the season for Tennessee.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The opener is always important, and for the reasons you outlined, even more so this year. Syracuse breaking in a new quarterback. Also, the Angelini, the kid that transferred from Notre Dame, who considered Tennessee during his transfer deal when Tennessee was searching for a quarterback. He was in the mix after he went to Syracuse. Well, Syracuse, one of the top passing teams in the nation last year. Of course, those guys are gone, so they're sort of starting over a little bit too. But yeah, it's a big game, and it'll be an important game to, like you said, to get the season going. Getting Georgia early, I think, is better than late, because Georgia have a new quarterback. In fact, so many of the teams are starting new quarterbacks this year, not only SEC, but across the country. There's so many new quarterbacks at top-level teams. Texas, Alabama, Georgia, top 3 teams in the SEC all starting new quarterbacks this year. So getting Georgia early may be a big benefit before they really start gelling, or before they start really getting all their ducks in a row. But having two big games out of the first 3, and like you said, they better come to play against ETSU.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
ETSU is a solid team. So, but a big start in September, it's going to be so important, like you said, for the confidence going down the stretch. And the goal, obviously, the goal was to get to the conference championship. There's some big headwaters to overcome right now in the SEC. But beyond that, the goal was to get to the playoffs. And so they did that last year at 10-2. Schedule had a big factor with that, and it does this year. Same schedule this year, except they just flipped the home games. So and trade NC State for Syracuse, or trade Syracuse for NC State. So essentially a very, very similar schedule. So Alabama and Florida on the road, but some big key games going down the stretch when you get that point. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Florida. But winning Syracuse would really set you up
absolutely.
For a start. And
absolutely.
That'll be a good game. Should be a good game. It's a noon kickoff, so it's the first game. It's going against Ohio State and Texas, so I expect the TV ratings won't be very, very good considering it's competition at noon. But you know, that first day is just full of big games.
LSU Clemson.
LSU Clemson. There's a lot of them, and so looking forward to that for sure. But you know, a win against Syracuse, you know, ACC team, you know, solid team. Be a big start for sure.
Florida State, Alabama's going to be a big one on that first weekend, so there's a lot of big games.
Yeah.
But, of course, for the Tennessee fan base, the big game is Syracuse, and it should be. That's who you play first. Hello, Kerry Reed. How you doing? Before we go to the break, we're going to come back and switch gears to other Tennessee sports. Before we go to the break, everybody keeps picking South Carolina. They picked them, 6th or 7th in the league ahead of – I know the Seller kid's the real deal, or allegedly the real deal, the quarterback for South Carolina, but to me – is that a lofty? I mean, preseason South Carolina top 10 in the SEC. I mean, I guess I'm not knocking South Carolina. I'm just a little surprised they're getting all this attention.
I think you hit on it because they have a starting and returning quarterback who was pretty good last year, and I think that puts them sort of a leg up on other teams. You know, interesting. Rivals on 3 came out with their SEC rankings this morning. Tennessee and South Carolina are tied for 6th in their rankings, so it sort of speaks to what you're saying. You know, I think they're primarily the buzz and the positive vibes around South Carolina is due to Lenore Sellers coming back and great season. You know, had a great game against Alabama last year, where South Carolina almost beat Alabama, but they had they won 9 games last year, so they had a really good season for them, and I expect they'll be pretty tough this year. I don't know if their schedule lines up quite as good as it does last year. We'll see, but of course they have their season-ending game with Clemson, and Clemson's going to be a top 3 or top 4 or top 5 pick for sure preseason. So everybody expects them to have a good year. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how South Carolina, Ole Miss, some of those teams right below the top 3, Tennessee, LSU. You know, there's 3 or 4 or 5 teams right there that you sort of throw a blanket over after those top 3, and any one of them, you know, if you get hot, key injury to another one or whatever, you could step up and move up to that 3rd or 4th position.
Put them in a bag and shake them up. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. More Tennessee sports next. Right after this, as Michaela tells us about the catering opportunities here at Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Dolan Sports Show. Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we were talking about the big games. Let me tell you the big games coming up on the 30th. There's some good ones. We talked about the obvious. Texas will be in Columbus to battle Ohio State. Alabama goes to Florida State. A lot of questions around an Alabama program this year. The sophomore season for DeBoer, can he get it turned around? Because it's not Alabama standards last year, and you know that if you're a Tide fan. Hello, Lee Foley. How you doing, buddy? Linda Hart. Hello to Kerry Reed. Other big games on the 30th, first week of college football. LSU at Clemson, that's a biggie. Notre Dame goes to Miami. A lot of buzz about the Hurricane program, Mario Cristobal, so we'll see. Again, it's all everybody looks good on paper. Auburn, another team in question mark in flux. Hugh Freeze and the boys will go to Baylor to battle the Bears, and Georgia Tech will take on Deion and the boys in Colorado. So those are some of the big games on that
Miami's
first
got
week.
Carson Beck coming in from Georgia for their quarterback, and see if he can recover from the injury.
Yep. So big games, we'll see. And none bigger, of course, than Tennessee and Syracuse on the 30th of August. So talk about the young man from Tennessee real quick.
Yeah, we'll talk about some baseball stuff, but there is some stories, rumors around Knoxville right now about a football player. We won't go into a lot of detail, but for fans out there, just keep an eye out for the news here the next day or two and see if there's some news coming out about a player who potentially could. We'll see if his status for the season changes. Of course, media is next week. We talked about that, but
Jeff needs to be. He needs to be with Caroline Levitt, Trump's spokesperson. He's going all the way around the barn to say there's a player that's in trouble potentially for Tennessee
so
football.
we'll see.
But innocent until proven guilty.
That's right.
Yeah.
Baseball. Wow, what a year for Tennessee baseball. They ended up going to the Super Regionals. Didn't make it to Omaha, but they had 9 players drafted in the Major League Baseball. 9 players, plus they had another 8 signees drafted. So a total of 17 players with Tennessee ties drafted. Of course, Liam Doyle, Gavin Keelan, and Andrew Fisher and Marcus Phillips all went in the first round. There's some 4 first-rounders, and A.J. Russell, Dean Curley, Tanner Franklin went in the second round, Nate Snead third, and Cannon Peebles in the 17th round. All these guys have already signed their multiple million-dollar contracts already. So, and then some of the signees that were drafted, again, in the top 10, Steele Hall, went number 9 overall. He was a signee. Billy Carlson went number 10 overall. He was a signee. Cruz Schoolcraft went number 25 overall. So they had 3 first-rounders that Tennessee had signed that went to the draft. Mason Estrada and Clay Edmondson and DJ Newman are portal guys, and they've got drafted. Don't know yet how many of those will be on campus. We hope that some of those will delay their pro baseball entry and come onto campus. And then Cameron Appenzeller was also drafted in the 19th round, a pitcher. So really, and Tony Vitello was on the MLB draft coverage. So just great coverage for Tennessee during the draft. Of course, the baseball program is just right at the top, along with Arkansas and LSU and some other programs up there. They're right there. And it's just, man, if you're a Tennessee fan, you couldn't be any more pleased with how the baseball program's going right now with, the draft recognition, players coming in. Tennessee had 12 portal additions, and in fact, a lot of people are thinking next year's team's going to be better than this past year's.
Yeah.
But all kinds of, and we can go over this as we get closer to baseball season. We'll go over these more, but an outstanding list of transfer portal players coming in. Lost a lot to the portal, granted, but that's just the nature of sports right now, as we've talked about. So the nature of college athletics is transfer in, transfer out. But I think most people feel like they had a plus in what they brought in compared to what left. A lot of the kids that left were freshmen or redshirt freshmen, had not even played yet. So there were 8 or 9 of those, then another 8 or 9 left who just didn't have. They felt like an opportunity to play there. Want to go somewhere where they can get more playing time. A couple were Dylan Lloyd. He led the league in appearances. He did transfer out, which is a little surprising. But other than that, most of them were sort of expected. But Vitale will be back. They'll be back on fall baseball here just in a couple months. So, and then the big thing now, with this House settlement and all the scholarship limits, it's going to be 34 for baseball. But there's going to be this designation called a DSA, designated student athlete, who gives them like a fluff that they can
Wiggle room.
Yeah. And I've read where that's a limit of 10. But I've also read that's up to each school how many DSAs that they can keep. So again, I don't think they really know. A lot of this stuff is so new to them. They're just having to sort of invent it as they go along. But it's going to be tough for our kids. That's with the 34 limit. When football 105 limit, there's no walk-ons essentially. Everybody's on scholarship now. So that's going to hurt a lot of programs not having those extra walk-ons, not only for practice, but just for the privilege of being as part of the team, and that's a thing of the past as of right now.
Another great report, our buddy Jeff Beverly, Big Orange Update. We got basketball. Next time we got him around, we'll primarily focus on football. Hello, Annetta Trivett. How you doing, lady? Ed Manderfield. How you doing, sir? Got some interesting stats from Facebook the other day. Our audience skews more females than guys, which is interesting to me. They sent me the percentages. 58% are ladies and 42% are guys. So thank you, ladies, for watching the show. Thank you, guys, for watching the show. And thank you, this man right here, for coming in and doing a thorough job as always. So We're still holding breath on the running back. We're down to this kid's a stud between Tennessee and Michigan. His name again
Michigan. Savion Hyder.
is Savion Hyder. Remember that name. You
Don't
get
know
that
when he's
guy.
going to announce.
He's a game changer.
He is. He's a game changer.
You get that one. Boom. Hit
Yeah.
that bell. We're in.
Yeah.
So keep our fingers crossed. It's down to us and the Wolverines. There you
Yes,
go.
it is. So we'll see. And recently, a lot of people have been thinking maybe Michigan had taken the lead, but now just in the past day or two, maybe Tennessee's back. I mean, it's just people speculating right now. Don't know when he's going to announce. But, again, it'll be big news whenever he does.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Thank
What'd
you.
you have to eat?
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork,
Oh, yeah.
hash brown
Hash brown
casserole.
casserole.
What'd you chase it with? Tea?
See, a little bit mixed, a little bit
yeah.
half and half.
There you go. Good man. Jeff Beverly, Big Orange Update here on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back. We got some NFL news to tell you about. Got one guy that's out for the year. If you're a Titans fan, you're not happy. If you're a Bengals fan, you're not happy. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're not happy. We'll tell you all about those three. If you're a Raiders fan, which I am, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's good. You keep thinking that.
He laughs at me every time. The Raiders. We'll take a
Raiders.
break. We'll be right back on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Senator Craig, you're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024
Yes.
from Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Coming up, we got sports news about the Memphis University of Memphis. They want to go to the Big 12. Big 12 says, we don't want you. Literally, we don't want you, which is interesting. We'll take a look at that. Also, some NFL news. And also, we got Brendan Sweeney coming up here in a few minutes from Milligan. Also, the president wants to get the Redskins to go back, or the Commanders to go back to the Redskins, and the Guardians in Cleveland, the baseball team, to go back to the original name, the Indians. We'll see how far that goes. You see on the countdown, 31 days, 3 hours, and 35 minutes. Our pregame sponsor of all Cyclone Sports is Phil's Dream Pit. Love it, love it, love it. These guys crank it out. It is good. Hello, dear. How are you?
Hello.
Michaela's our director of catering here at Phil's Dream Pit. So, it's been a good summer. The place has been rocking. So, if you had to say top 3 most popular plates all summer long been flying out here, what would you think? What would you think they were?
Pulled pork,
Pulled
dry
pork,
rub ribs,
pulled pork,
and the half chickens are becoming more popular.
pulled
Not
pork.
this one.
Yeah, pulled pork. What was the second one?
Dry rub ribs.
Dry rub
always
ribs. Oh,
one of my favorites.
yes. And the third one would be
Half chicken on the bone.
half chicken on the bone. Now she brought something that I don't think we've ever talked about this on the air. Let's see what we got here. This is, you call this a chicken leg.
Chicken leg.
Chicken leg. There you go. So why would you bring the chicken leg, Tom? Show this because we don't talk about this much, do we?
Yeah, and they're actually fairly new, like months. But
Okay.
they're not.
So-
They're good. There's
so-
no actual seasoning. Literally, you get the smoke and chicken.
Yeah. So you come in and say, we want chicken legs.
Yeah, they come in a meal with 2 piece of toast, 2 sides. Kids meal 1,
How many legs do I get? I'm a growing boy.
and you get 2.
2 chicken legs,
Yep.
2 sides,
And a piece of toast.
and a piece of toast.
And then if you order like a half rack meal, you can add a leg for $2.
So if you just want to come in and get chicken legs, I mean, a lot of people, when they come, they just want to get chicken. They just want chicken legs. They get 2 chicken legs, 2 sides, and your sides will be mac salad, tater salad, hash brown casserole if you stay here with it, beans. What else we got?
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw, mac and cheese.
Did you say green beans already?
No, did not. Green beans.
Green beans.
Yep. So there you go. If you just want to come in, got a hankering just for chicken legs. Of course, you can put the world famous Phil's Dream Pit sauce on them. If you want it,
Blackberry fire.
the Blackberry Fire. That's a new one. You got it? All right. No. Is it going to burn me up because I'm a sissy?
No,
Are you
me
sure?
Too, me too. The
My
blackberry takes away from the fire. It should be called blackberry. There
You're,
should be
so
no
I'm going to
fire.
get up and run to the
Nope.
and just leave the show to you.
I don't like fire. And
Okay.
I
So
can
because
do
you
it.
know if it's on fire, we'll run.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Then we'll talk about the food truck and catering. Oh, that is good.
See, no fire. The blackberry takes away from it.
Wow. That is very, very good. I don't have to run to the bathroom. Blackberry Fire. That's a new one, fairly new. Love coming out here. Been coming out here I've been doing the show for 10 years, and I did it before that on radio, so been out here 12, probably 11 or 12 years every month. Love it. Always get to circle the calendar to come to Phil's Dream Pit. So, catering, you got end of the summer, you got back to school bashes, you've got, I don't know, picking class reunions, wedding receptions. You got all kinds of events people would need catering or meat by the pound. Tell us about that.
I was gonna say the catering or just a bulk order. Either way, 30 people or more, you qualify for a delivery. But anything in between there, an even number starting at 4, we can help you.
I don't like that Blackberry Fire. That's good. I may just drink it. Just bring me a spoon. That really is good. So you do catering. If you have an event that just need meat by the pound, they're going to take care of the event, but you want the great Phil's Dream Pit meat, you can do that by the pound too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you can just get meat with no size. I want to say the pulled pork is
There you go.
I was right, $15.99 per pound, and
that's
1
right.
pound will feed 4.
There you go. Here it is. When you come into the restaurant, you can get this right here, or you can go to the website. It's there too, philsdreampit.com. So there is the just meats. So, and then the food truck. That's something that's fairly new, but it's been very successful. It's out everywhere. So
He's leaving in just a few minutes
Getting
to
ready to head
go
out?
to some part of Fun Fest. So, yeah.
So if you got an event coming up, fall festival, again, Halloween, I don't know what it is, Christmas, whatever it is down the road here, we're 155 days to Christmas, so you don't want to hear that, but that's what's going on. So, but if you have an event coming up and going, I like that food truck. Maybe you got a football, like a Saturday afternoon football game, one of these little junior
Tailgate.
games. Pull up and sell the product right there. Just give you a call. Call Michaela here at the store, 349-6437, and say, hey, what about such and such date or such and such evening, and
if I can't get you the food truck, I'll definitely get you our food.
there you go. So the quest for perfect barbecue, it's awesome. So that's the top 3 that you move in here. So what's on the menu that people
Gosh.
come in and look at and go, you know what? I didn't know they had that. I mean, I just learned about the chicken leg myself.
The
So
chicken leg, the pork belly,
talk about
pork belly burn ends. It's like a bacon cut, but not in slices. We do chunks. Brandon makes the sauce. That's the one thing in this restaurant I can't tell you what's in it. Is he makes the honey sauce for the pork belly. It's good.
killing me. Now, let's brag on Brandon a little bit. Everything is smoked here. It's not brought in. It's not pre. It's done right here on the spot, back here in the smoker. Brag on your boy, would you?
Oh yeah, Brandon. He takes pride in those ribs. What 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can just see on the wall over there. 8.
Awards.
Yeah. Yep, and those definitely all came from him. But you can't leave out Shelly now. She mixes everything in that kitchen from the mac salad, tater salad, the beans.
She's a redneck. Tater salad. I love it.
Yeah, Shelly is the glue to that kitchen.
Oh,
I love
yes.
Brandon,
Yeah.
but Shelly is the
But
glue.
Mama makes it run.
Yeah.
Shelly
Yeah.
makes it run. It's a well-oiled machine out here, folks. So, and we don't talk a lot, but there is a kids menu too. Tell us about the kids.
Yeah, pretty much anything for an adult you can do as a kid. I mean, the half chicken's a little big, but ribs, they get 2 ribs. They can do a kid's pork sandwich, hot dog, the drumstick. We even got a peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable. The brisket and pulled chicken, and they can do it as a platter, just like adults can with a piece of toast or on a bun.
And then dessert.
Nanner pudding,
Nanner pudding.
blueberry dream,
Blueberry
brownie
dream. Oh, yeah. The blueberry dream.
Oh, like a root beer float. It ain't gotta be root beer. You can do a cheerwine float. They put that one on there. And cookies.
Root beer float. An old-fashioned root beer float.
That's the only time I like root beer. Is a root beer float.
That's good. Hello, Travis Constable. How you doing, sir? Root beer float. Mamma mia. So, websites there. You go to the website. What do you find? We go to the website.
It's
philsdreampit.com.
gonna prompt you to order now.
Absolutely. The menu's on there, different things. So, I know we're a ways off, but I'm going to go ahead and start planting the seed. If you don't get a smoked ham or smoked turkey for the holidays, shame on you.
Yeah.
Every time I get them for people, every time, I've not had anybody ever
They're gone.
come back and complain, so I wasn't any good. In fact, the story goes almost every time they will go to a party or a function. Somebody else has got the smoked ham there or smoked turkey, and they put Phil's on the table. I've heard this happen probably 4 or 5 times in the last couple of years. Put Phil's out there, and the other one gets put back in the refrigerator. I hear it all the time, especially the
That's
hams,
good.
the
I
hickory
don't know
smoked
what-
hams. That hickory smoked turkey it'll drive you nuts. It's good, isn't it?
And turkey you can get year round. People
Yeah.
don't know that either. But
No.
he gets it year round.
Yeah. I'll get me a little, so I get off there and get a little tray of smoked turkey before I leave here. It's awesome. Turkey's good for you. It's lean. Good. So, what's your favorite?
Ribs, dry rib ribs.
So when
I
you go
make
on
myself
lunch break,
sick
you're
on
eating
that.
ribs?
When I go on break, I'm eating ribs. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's awesome. She is the director of catering. They do a lot of catering. What's the biggest one you've done this summer, numbers-wise?
This summer was probably, it's the college out near Elizabeth in Milligan, right? Yeah.
Milligan University?
They did some kind of like water day, and we went and set up. Took enough to feed about 300.
Wow.
We didn't run out, but
Did not?
we did not run
Good.
out.
Good. That's good planning on her part. Hello, Travis Woodward. Hello to Erica Bowers. Hello to Rick Ranson down in Pensacola. Rick, what's the weather like in Pensacola today?
Pensacola. Oh, guess where I'm going?
Where are we
Germany.
going? You're going to Germany?
In 3 weeks.
You're going to the country, Germany, or
Yeah.
you're somewhere in the country? So you're actually going.
Yeah, my little brother, spoiled brat, I hope you watch this, Braden, asked to go to Germany for his senior trip.
And you're going as a chaperone.
And we're going to
I'm
Germany.
calling Germany ahead and say, guess who's coming? The tornado with 2 legs, Michaela's coming.
Ferdinand. I'm Ferdinand, that's what they call me.
You are Ferdinand's coming to Germany.
Ferdinand.
Going to Frankfurt, Berlin.
Oh, man, I don't know. I know we're going to end up in Poland. I get to sleep in Poland, and then I'm coming back home at some point.
Is that a big thing for you to sleep in Poland?
I don't know. I just really want to go to Poland. Something about I get to sleep on a train overnight from one spot to another.
You might be a redneck if your goal in life is to sleep in Poland. Okay, whatever. Hit that right there. Whatever it
I
takes.
got a bail.
Whatever it takes. I love this lady. So doing a great job. 349-6437. I know this sounds crazy, but I already know people, they don't want to talk about it, but they're already starting to plan for the holidays. I've heard people tell me already. So I mean, here it is, July, and folks, getting ready to go back to school, and you blink, and it'll be here. But if you are planning or starting to think about planning a get-together party for the holidays, particularly for your company, because they fill up fast. So your catering opportunities for them to bring and serve a Christmas dinner, Christmas lunch for your business or whatever, or holiday lunch goes pretty fast, fills up fast, so they'd want to call and kind of inquire a little bit now, wouldn't they? I mean, be ahead of the...
Put you on the calendar now.
That's it. Don't procrastinate. So anyway, you're awesome. So show them one more time the chicken legs. They're shrink wrap. By the way, when you get your turkey and your ham at Christmas or the holidays, this is how it comes.
Vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed with instructions. It's already been cooked, just reheating instructions.
Yeah. The turkey
So-
you can put in water.
Yep. So for those of you that will get one for the holidays, well, how do I cook it? You don't have to. The reheating instructions come vacuum sealed like this. This is a chicken leg we're talking about. You can get here 2 chicken legs, 2 sides, and a tea. That's a really good deal. Man, I like that blackberry. You better bring me a spoon. I might have to get me some.
You have to try it on the turkey too.
Yeah.
I'm about to cut this chicken leg open too. We can try it
There, blackberry fire
on turkey.
on a turkey today. That's a ticket when I get off here. Get a little, just a little smidge of turkey, some blackberry
Little
fire,
smidge of turkey, a little chunk
maybe
of chicken.
maybe a little chunk of chicken. Cut that up, give you a couple little chunks of chicken.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a leg, get it all over me. I'll come out here, grease spots all over me. For some reason, I wear my food. So anyway, this lady does a great job. Brian runs the show. They got great help here, and of course, this lady, you've been here how long? Six. Or I'm gonna say 6 or 7 years. Wonderful job, great lady. Thank you, ma'am. Quick break. We'll be right back. We will jump in and we will talk NFL football and college football. Memphis wants in the Big 12. Big 12 says we're not interested, which I find very interesting. We'll talk about it next on the Tom Dillon Sports Show.
Our success is your success.
The Tom Dillon Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. T&S Home Improvements you see on the screen. What's it all about, sir?
Well, we build decks. We do underpinning for mobile homes, vinyl underpinning, certainty underpinning, K-Rock, whatever you want. Build decks, porches, whatever you want done.
How long you guys been in business?
A little over 4 years.
4 years.
Yep.
Geographically, where do you go? Where have you gone?
We try to stay within about 75 miles of the region. We've been all the way over to Virginia, up in North Carolina. Next week, we've actually got to go down to Pigeon Forge.
Awesome.
So
they're everywhere. T&S Home Improvements. So things you guys have been working on, I don't know, last 45, 50 days. What have y'all been doing?
Well, last week we built 2 covered porches, 10 by 20 covered porches. We've done about 600 pinning jobs in the past 2 weeks, and about 10 small decks in the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Awesome. So if you need that kind of work done, all they want to do is ask you to let them give you a quote and go from there. Phone number, how do we find you?
Phone number is 423-946-8432.
You're on social media.
on Facebook.
Facebook.
TNS Home Improvements on Facebook.
There you go. TNS Home Improvements on Facebook. And they'll go, as you heard with the sound of our voice, probably 50, 60, 75 miles any radius of where we're sitting here in the Tri-Cities. And so there's a lot of them out there, home improvement companies. What do you feel like separates you from everybody else?
Well, for one, I feel like we're good on pricing, and everything we do for you, we do it like we're doing it for ourselves. So our greatest concern is customer satisfaction.
There you go, folks. One more time, the phone number is
423-946-8432.
one of our great sponsors of the Tom Daly Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. I believe in these guys. Travis Constable at TNS Home Improvements, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. And back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Man, I like that blackberry fire. Whew, that's good stuff. Got me a spoon. Spoon some out of that bowl, out of that bottle. That's good there now. They're going my turkey here in a few minutes. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with the NFL. Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson not reporting to training camp yesterday with the rest of the teams. He's going to hold out. Skipped last month's mandatory 3-day minicamp. Fines over $105,000. You think of that. People out here trying to make a living, trying to scratch out a living, trying to keep the lights on, feed the kids, put back to school clothes on them. This guy's setting out the fines alone over $100,000. Just inconceivable to me, but it is what it is. Hendrickson set to enter the final year of his contract. Wants a long-term deal that puts him in line with the NFL's other leading pass rushers. So the pass rushers would include Cleveland Browns' Myles Garrett. Hendrickson has 43 sacks over the last 3 seasons, one less than Garrett, so he's second in the NFL, so I want more money, and he'll get it. Tennessee Titans announcing that Will Levis out for the season, undergoing shoulder surgery, causing him to miss the entire year. So Cam Ward will be your guy, I would think, for the Titans. Levis started 9 games for the Titans as a rookie in 2023 and 12 last season. A lot of folks said he's inconsistent and not the right fit for the Titans, so he's out with season ending before it even gets started shoulder surgery for Will Levis, quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Phillip Rivers retiring from football. Rivers, who was a Colt, went back and re-signed as a Charger for one day and said, I'm retiring. So Rivers, 8-time Pro Bowler, 421 touchdowns, over 63,000 passing yards, 35 game-winning drives, and a 65% completion percentage. He'll retire as a Los Angeles Charger. All right, that's your NFL news. One more. President Trump's involved now, or wants to get involved, I guess. The Commanders getting ready to build a new stadium, but President Trump said, we need to go back to the Redskins. So the president threw a big curve in the matters on Sunday when he posted on social media his desire for the Commanders to go back to their original name or former name, the Redskins, as a stipulation for building the new stadium on federal land. Okay. Congress has leased the land of the city for the next 99 years. The Commanders and city officials holding a news conference in April to announce a $3.7 billion stadium for the Commanders, or as he wants them, the Redskins. The 13-member D.C. Council still needs to approve the deal. Stay tuned, it may not go. So, by the way, Caroline Levitt, asked her the other day, I love to watch her press conferences. And she is so good, she don't take anything off those media. What I find interesting is she spends every day in a press conference. It's like, you got to prove me. I think it's very interesting. She goes in there, and these media people, tell me why, like we owe them an explanation. And she pretty much puts them in their place. This lady's really good. Very good. The White House press secretary, Caroline Levitt, they asked her, I guess it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday they asked her, said, "Is President Trump, is he really serious? This is a joke?" No, he's not. It's not a joke. He's serious. Man, she nails him. I love it. But you watch these, and I don't watch them every day, but I'll flip on and catch them on YouTube for a little while because I like her putting these people in their places. I love it. And it's like you have to, they're so arrogant and pompous, I think, the media. It's like, well, tell me why what's he going to do about this and how come? It's like we have to sell them on what he's doing. All I have to do is look around and see what he's doing. He's getting it done. So does he do everything right? No. But he has you and me. This ain't a political show. It's not going to be political. But he has me and you. Our best interest, the way I see it, are at the forefront of what this man's trying to pull off in this country and around the world. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Caroline Levitt said, no, it's not a joke. He's dead serious. He wants the Commanders to go back and be the Redskins. So we'll see. All right, you look at Memphis. They want to join the Big 12, offering in excess, now listen to this, $200 million to join, and the conference says, nah, we're not interested. Interesting. In a time when these colleges and universities are looking for ways to find money, here's a conference that would get a $200 million shot in the arm. They say no. Memphis President Bill Hardgrave spent more than a year meeting individually with Big 12 presidents and athletic directors, laying the groundwork to make this move. They're going to forego getting revenue distribution for at least 5 years. That's how bad they want in this. Memphis says, we'll give you $200 million on the front end, and we're not going to take any money. When they start cutting checks for all the conference members, we're not going we'll pass on ours for 5 years. And the Big 12 says, no, we're not interested. Interesting. SMU left the American Conference, the ACC, but they gave up league revenue for 9 years. So now Memphis remains in limbo as the Big 12 continues to evaluate other expansion opportunities, but they're not interested in Memphis. Now, the interesting story about this was last year, Memphis passed up a chance to be in the Pac-12, or in the Pac-12 rather, while Gonzaga is set to join the Pac-12 next year, so they want to get in the Big 12. Big 12's going to stick with 16 members right now. But Memphis says, we'll bring $200 million to the table. And they said, we're not interested. Interesting. All right, we got an auction, brand new auction. Started Sunday, going till next Wednesday. A Twin Estates online auction event. 2 estates in Elizabethton. Couches, love seats, kitchen table, chairs, curio cabinets, kitchenware, hand tools, outdoor furniture, entertainment centers, all this going on. Go to collinsandcompany.info. Check it out. Bid on it right there. And, of course, they ship all over the country. And the auction goes through next Wednesday. Is that right? Today's the 22nd. That's not right. It says July the 30th. That would be, the 30th would be a week from tomorrow. That's right. I keep thinking today's Wednesday. It's Tuesday. It's a week from tomorrow it goes, which is the first day of Tennessee football practice. The balls hit the field a week from tomorrow. Anyway, this auction starts ongoing now, and everything starts at $1 a bid, and it goes through next Wednesday. So go to the website, collinsandcompany.info, and check it out, plus all the listings you've got, and see how it goes. 31 days, 3 hours, 11 minutes. Elizabethton, Science Hill, Dobbins at Knox Central, Tennessee High and Westridge on opening night, Crockett, Unicoi County, and Volunteer and Daniel Boone. Those are some of the games on opening night in 31 days, 3 hours and 11 minutes. Of course, we'll be on the air from Kermit Tipton Stadium, the 101st edition of the Elizabethton Science Hill rivalry. Sean Wood needs 5 to tie, 6 to be the all-time winningest coach in Elizabethton football history. He'll get it. I will go on record and say he'll get 6 wins this season. So, opening things up at Science Hill. Then they go to Tennessee High. Then the home opener's Westridge. Then you go for 2. Let's see. I got it right here. Let's see. And you go for Yep, you go for two on the road in Hawkins County at Volunteer and at Cherokee. Come back home to Northview to end up September. In the month of October, Cyclone football at Granger, which will be a beautiful ride down on the lake in the fall down in Granger County. Open date on the 10th. Then you finish things up at home against Sullivan East and Seymour Senior Night. And you wrap up the regular season on the 30th on that Thursday night in Greenville against the Green Devils, Halloween weekend. So that's your schedule for Elizabethton Cyclone football 2025 in 31 days. 3 hours and 9 minutes. Can't wait. Quick break. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're on the road at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue. Here's our man making it go. Here he is again. It would be our buddy Brian Pipkin to tell you all about the Dreambacks on this Tuesday, July 22nd. Sponsors on the show would be the good folks right here at Phil's Dream Pit. Dream Packs, tell us about it.
Dream Packs are a wonderful way to feed a lot of people affordably. We've really worked hard in this era of inflation to keep the price down on these. Dream Packs, we offer them anywhere from 4 people to upwards of 100. Feed as many people as you like, and they work out to $8 a person. And that gives you pulled pork or pulled chicken. We get any of our 3 of our sides. A lot of places have cut it down to 2. We're still doing 3 sides with that. You can choose from our world-class baked beans, our macaroni and cheese, macaroni salad, along with our coleslaw potato salad. Any of those 3 that you like, you're going to get all the buns you need, all the barbecue sauce you need to have a really good family meal. These are wonderful for graduation parties, weddings, just backyard get-together, whatever you want to do. $8 a person. If you want to go to pulled beef or brisket or something of that nature, we can arrange that too. Just a little bit more for those higher price meats.
They're called Dream Packs, and they sell them in increments of 4. So if you've got, as you said, coming up, you got Vacation Bible School coming here in the not-too-distant future, into the school year parties, graduation parties, Fun Fest block parties coming up later in the summers, all kinds of things you can be planning for that it will need and require food. In this case, Dream Packs. You can give them a call here. That phone number is
423-349-6437.
And then if you just want to buy meat by the pound, you sell that. We've got everything covered. We just want the meat, the great meat coming from Phil's. You can do that too, right?
You can do that too. Meat by the pound, $14.49 for a pound of pork. We're still one of the lowest restaurants around for pulled pork, and we work hard at trying to make sure that our pork's nice and juicy and succulent. Hickory smoked right here in-house.
In-house. Pull in the parking lot, you can smell it. It's going all night long. It's good stuff. Social media, how do we find you?
On Facebook and also philsdreampit.com. You can order online right there.
Closed on Sundays and Mondays, open Tuesday through Saturday from when to when?
Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. Come by and see us.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Been with us since day one of this voyage we call the Tom Taylor Sports Show. That would be the good folks right here at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. Phil's Dream Pit right across from Abra Trucking, the quest for perfect barbecue. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here at Phil's Dream Pit. You just saw the quest for perfect barbecue. Tomorrow will be a Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Appalachian League Baseball, we're winding things down. Let's look at the standings. In the West, Kingsport leads Greenville by 3. That's a 2-horse race at this point because they're going to wind it down at the end of the year. Will be at the end of the month. Season will be over, I should say, at the end of the month. So Kingsport leads Greenville by 3. On the other side, it's a little tighter. Burlington leads Pulaski and Bluefield by 2. So it's a 2-horse race in the East. I'm sorry, 3-horse race in the East and a 2-horse race in the West. Tonight's games, you want to watch Appalachian League Baseball. Hello, Doug Tittle. Where have you been? My buddy Doug, he's a good one. Likes him Happy Valley Warriors, and understandably so. Greenville will be at Elizabethton tonight. Johnson City hosting Kingsport. That's your 2 in Tri-Cities games tonight. Pulaski at Burlington, Bluefield at Danville, and Bristol will be in Huntington to battle the Tri-State Cold Cats. Elizabeth at home tonight. River Riders will host Greenville. And Johnson City, the Doughboys, will be at home against Kingsport tonight. So, which is Kingsport trying to play the spoiler at this point to be Johnson City. So Burlington and Pulaski, yep, they'll go head-to-head. That's two of the teams going after it in the Eastern Division. Happy birthday today, Danny Glover. Happy birthday, the actor. 79. Don Henley from the Eagles. Yeah. Watched one of their CDs the other night from live from Australia, concert CD. Those guys are good. Saw them way back in the day. Won't tell them myself, that's okay. See, back in the day, mid-70s, I guess it was, when the Eagles came out. In fact, the week they came to Charleston when I was there, watching the concert was the night, or the week, they came out number one in the country one of these nights. Oh, what a show. They had Dave Mason as the warm-up guy who was awful. He had one song called We Just Disagree. And he played about 30 or 40 minutes. We're all like, okay, just play the song. We know we're waiting on the one song, and he did. He played it as an encore. Then he got mad. We started booing him. He was like, okay. He played We Just Disagree, which was his hit song, towards the end of his set. He went off the stage and came back as an encore. Nobody wanted to see him. We were there for the Eagles. So we started booing him. The crowd started booing him, and he flipped the crowd off, gave him a West Virginia salute, stormed off, said he'll never come back again to West Virginia. I don't know if he did or not. Thank you, dear. I'll eat when the show's over. I'll eat when it's over. Till 1 o'clock. You want to come talk? You want to talk? Shelly said, you eating yet? I said, no, I'm still talking. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. So anyway, the Eagles came out and cranked it one of these nights. And just did an incredible set. Finished out with Already Gone, the encore. Anyway, Don Henley having a birthday today, 77 years old. Now, if you're a fan of the Clydesdales, the horses are coming to town next week. This is really cool. Food City, our great sponsor, bringing them in. Going to be in Piney Flats next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. The Clydesdales will be there for you to go by and see. And then they'll also be next Thursday a week. They will be on the 31st in Gray, right down the road here. Food City in Gray. I thought this was interesting. I didn't know anything. I don't follow the Clydesdales, but it's interesting. There's a criteria. They just don't take any horse. I didn't realize that. They have to go through a selection process. Every Clydesdale has to be at least 3 years old, stand at least 18 hands or 6 feet tall at the shoulder, weigh an average of 2,000 pounds, must be bay in color, have four white legs and a blaze of white on its face to be a Clydesdale horse. Didn't know that. And a black mane and tail. A gentle temperament is very important, as hitch horses meet millions of people every year, which they do. The Clydesdales are coming to town, so you get ready to feed these horses. These things, of course, an average of 2,000 pounds are huge. You've seen them, of course. A single Clydesdale horse will consume 20 to 25 quarts of feed, 40 to 50 pounds of hay, and 30 gallons of water every day per horse. Wow. Each horse travels with a Dalmatian. Didn't know that either. In the early days of brewing, Dalmatians were bred and trained to protect the horses and guard the wagon when the driver went inside to make deliveries. Didn't know that either. That was just for, I don't know, just to look cute. But no, they served a purpose. The Clydesdales, by the way, are bred on a farm near Boonville, Missouri, Boonville, Boonville, Missouri, a 300-plus acre where the Clydesdales are. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know any of that. Clydesdales, so they drink 30 gallons of water a day. A Clydesdale horse will eat 40 to 50 pounds of hay every day and 20 to 25 quarts of feed. They're going to be here next week. They're going to be at Food City. Next Wednesday, Food City in Piney Flats, and next Thursday, Food City down the street in Gray. So if you want to go watch the Clydesdales, you can. Interesting. So when you flip on the show, you know what you're going to learn. So you find out it takes 30 gallons of water to water down at Clydesdale every day. Brendan Sweeney doesn't need 30 gallons of water, but he does have to have some hydration. That was a goofy segue. He joins us next. We're going to talk Milligan sports, and I got him jacked up. We're going to hit him hard on a lot of different topics in sports. Memphis being told no by the Big 12. Phillip Rivers retiring. Where do you get your Super Bowl tickets for? The Raiders. Might as well just go ahead and order them. I'm just telling you. Jeff Beverly got up and walked away laughing at me when I said the Raiders going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody laughs at me. I believe it. I'll be right back with my buddy Brendan Sweeney next, talking Milligan sports and sports in general, the Tom Dillon Sports Show.
Sports and Tom Dillon Sports Show. Pill packs. Tell me about pill packs.
Yeah, so these are good for people take 3 or 4 medicines, just kind of get confused by what they got or may forget to take doses or things like that. Other people that likes them is people caring for parents or grandparents. Makes it real easy rather than having to keep up with 10 or 12 bottles and remembering once a day, twice a day. You just come pick up these packs once a month and takes care of everything.
Show this one right here. There it is. Pill packs.
Mm-hmm.
Even they're color coded, so blue stands for nighttime, right?
Yep, that does.
So you'll do this for anybody?
Yeah, sure can. We can do anything just from once a day packs, all your medicines of the morning. Can do them 2 or 3 times a day, up to 4 times a day. For people, it takes 4 times a day medicines. But they're real easy to punch out, so you can just punch them out. That's your dose for the day or the time. And on the front of it's got a information page. It's got pictures of each medicine, tells what it is, and which doctor you got. So that's something when you go to doctors or a hospital or something like that, you don't have to try and remember what all you take or wait till they can get a hold of your pharmacy. You can just rip that page off and it's got all your medicines on there. So it keeps it real simple.
And if you're traveling and you don't want to take that whole thing, you just tear out the 3 or 4 days you're traveling, or the week at the beach or whatever, and they stay intact, and so you don't take the whole 30-day supply, just take as you need, and they tear off.
Yeah, sure can. And something else kind of similar to that, what we've heard from a few people, taking a lunchtime medicine, especially if you're still working stuff, because you don't want to carry 3 or 4 pill bottles to work, or if you put them in a Ziploc bag or something, they'll get crushed or lost. But you can leave your morning, night at home, just rip off a single noon dose and take that with you, because those little pockets, they're strong enough, you know, if you throw it in your pocket, your pills aren't going to get crushed or anything like that. So
pill packs. Good. Another great customer service here at Lingerfield Drug Center. Hours are open?
Here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Social media, where do we find you?
On Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center.
And the magic phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
What a neat concept. Pill packs from Lingerfield Drug Center. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're back live here again at Phil's Dream Pit. If he laughs when I say the Raiders going to the Super Bowl, I'm going to shut him down. He ain't going to be on the show. I'm tired of being made fun of the Raiders. We've been the whipping boy for a long time. The Raiders. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Just for the record, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just, as a Raiders fan, we're
both Raiders fans.
Yeah, I just kind of sometimes laugh at the notion.
Yeah. But at some point,
it's
got to turn.
Yep.
it's a sports, a game of cycles. You can't be on the bottom all the time or on the top. And at one point, the Raiders were on the top consistently year in and year out. Now, you went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame on vacation, is that right?
Yeah, I did this last weekend. Ton of fun. They had this weekend. They had the NFL Flag Football Championships for like youth, ages like 7 to 17, and there were like 20,000 people there for that thing.
Really?
It was packed up there. Luckily, we got there early in the day, so we got in right as they opened, so it wasn't as crowded in the beginning. So that was nice. But yeah, we got to see all kinds of stuff. Saw the origins of the NFL, the AFL, the merger, all that type of stuff. Lots of teams back in the day that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. And a lot of Raiders are in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, they are.
A lot of silver and black.
Yeah,
Tons of them.
got to go through the room with all the Hall of Fame busts. Saw Howie Long and Marcus Allen and all the old time Raiders. And,
give me goosebumps.
Yeah, that was great. It was awesome. They had a cool show in there where it was like a hologram version of Joe Namath, who was basically narrating the past of the NFL, the history of the NFL, and brought up a bunch of interviews with old Hall of Famers as well. So it was a great experience. First time for me. So
it is in where? Springfield?
Canton, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, Canton, Ohio.
Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Worth the trip, huh?
Yeah, definitely worth the trip.
Yeah.
It was definitely enlightening, and as a sports fan, it's time to nerd out for sure.
Yeah. So the Pro Football Hall of Fame went there on vacation in Canton, Ohio, and on a 1 to 10, you would give it a...
Oh, I'd give it a 10.
10
for
all
sure.
the way?
Yeah.
All right.
If you're a football fan, I mean, you got to go see it.
Yeah.
So.
On your bucket list.
Yes.
Must do get to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and you'll see a lot of silver and black up there because we are the Raiders.
Yep.
Super Bowl champs coming up this year. Get your tickets while you can. So I saw talking cheek, of course. I saw Mark Davis, interviewed him the other day, and it's like, are you excited about this year's team? He said, we'll just wait and see. No, that's not the right answer, sir. He said, well, I've been disappointed before. I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah.
But we all been disappointed, but you poured a ton of money into this team with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and all this. Like, no, that's not the right answer. As a fan of the Raiders, I want to hear the owner say, we'll wait and see. We've been excited before. That's not what I want to hear.
I from my mindset point of view, I kind of, the way I saw Mark Davis say that, I was like, well, looks like it's going to be just the same as every other year.
That's what I thought. I thought I'd get ready to jump to the Steelers or somebody. No, I wouldn't do the Steelers. May jump. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to win, lose, or time, a Raider till I die. So, but anyway, hello, Missy Williams. How you doing, dear? Anyway, he's there with us in Milligan. We're talking with Milligan, and we got some sports topics I want to cover because he has. Here's a cool thing about this guy. He has no clue what I'm going to ask him about. I'm telling you, and yet he's on it like this. So let's start first. You do know a lot about Milligan, so we're in flux, we're in limbo.
Yep.
Kids are getting ready to start coming back here in 4 or 5 weeks and get ready for the new athletic year. Another, we always like promoting the academic side of things at Milligan. It's a tough piece of paper to get. It ain't underwater basket weaving at Milligan. There's tough classes, and you're challenged academically. And so when you do good and get that piece of paper, it means something. One of our athletes got another national award.
Yeah, Ellen Mary Kearney, women's cross country and track and field athlete, came away with first team academic All-America honor from College Sports Communicators.
That's
so
awesome.
That's top 9 runners in the nation are recognized on the first team. So huge honor for her, and she was a national champion on the track this year as well in the indoor season. So that's the cream of the crop. I mean, that's at Milligan we have athletes that they can do both. They compete on the track, they compete on the field, the court, to the highest of their ability, and then when in the classroom, they do the same thing. And it's just a testament to their fortitude mentally to be able to be just great at both things at once.
Absolutely. And we talk all about athletics, and we should. He's the assistant athletic director. But academically, ever since I moved here, people have told me, and they're right, when you graduate from Milligan University with that piece of paper, whatever degree you get, it's an instant door opener in this country.
Yes. Yep.
It's plain and simple as I can put it. People respect the effort and the grind and the grit you've got to do to get a degree from Milligan, because it ain't easy. But you have great. If you had to guess, what do you think the ratio, professor or teacher student ratio? It's pretty low, isn't it, Milligan?
Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, probably somewhere between 12 and 15 to 1, probably.
Yeah. So it's not like you're in a class of 400 people.
Yeah.
So many schools I've read where they take roll. They have these big lectures, and there's like 300 or 400 people, and I'm thinking, how you spend half your time? It sounds like to me when these people tell me just taking roll.
Yeah.
So,
my brothers went to a school in California, Division I school, and when they were there, they would have certain classes where they've got 350 people in this lecture hall, and the professor's just a lecturer, basically doesn't have any sort of relationship with their student.
No.
And I think that's the cool thing about Milligan, is having that personal relationship side of things with your professor to be able to really learn things the right way.
Yeah, and if you miss one for sure, two for sure, if you miss a class or two, they're going to check on you. Are you okay? Which they're not being following up on you. They're doing it because they care. And so anyway, Milligan, congratulations to her. I saw Coach Lane at the Crazy Eights on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who was running, whether his wife or his kid, but he was over there with his Milligan ball cap on. Look, we're very lucky to have Chris Lane at Milligan University. This guy could go anywhere. He walks in places and rooms. He just went into the Carter County Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame. But when Chris Lane walks in anywhere as the track cross-country coach at Milligan, it's an instant door opener. This guy has tremendous respect.
Oh, yeah.
Across this country. So we're lucky to have him. Am I right?
Yes. Absolutely, 100%. He's just so knowledgeable across the board about Milligan, about his sport, and just does an amazing job bringing in student athletes who are on mission with Milligan. And I think that's why his programs had such success over the years, in addition to, obviously, they're very talented runners. And so it's been a great time this first year and couple months for me to get to know him a little bit better, and just his passion for Milligan University.
And he's a Raiders fan.
He is.
The Raiders. So really, the Raiders fan club in the Tri-Cities would consist of us and Chris Lane and Kenny Hawkins from JHL TV. He's a Raiders fan too. So anyway.
Our cheer and dance coach, Tori Mingo, also.
Oh, really?
Is a Raiders fan.
Tori's a Raiders fan. The Raiders. So anyway, they start practice today. All right, so let's go around the league. He has no clue what I'm talking about. So Trey Hendrickson says Bengals not showing up. Myles Garrett in 3 seasons has 43 sacks. Hendrickson's got 42. He said, I'm not showing up. He's getting fined up to $100,000 a day, which is absurd.
Wow.
That there's people out here trying to keep the lights on, getting ready to buy school clothes for the kids, just trying to make ends meet. This guy's getting fined to the tune of $100,000 a day, doesn't care. So Hendrickson says, I'm not going in right now until I get what I want. Micah Parsons continues to hold out for the Cowboys. Jerry Jones kind of took a swipe at him in the media yesterday. So these guys, and then my question to you is, where does this stop? I mean, you got almost weekly now, Max Crosby set the table defensive ends. Too much money. I love him because he's a Raider. But what he got now pales what these other guys have got, so it keeps going up, up, and up. Where does it at what point, or maybe it doesn't? To me, it's like, okay, at some point out there, I mean, I don't know where they're coming up with this money to pay these guys. But am I wrong? I mean, is that me, or is this endless? Or at some point out there, there's somewhere they're going to go, we can't keep paying this kind of money.
Well, I think they have the money. I mean, these teams make profits every year, even with the amount of money they pay these players. And so, no, I don't think it'll change. I think it's going to continue to grow over time. And I think the reasoning for that is every year the NFL gets more money themselves as a group, the entire league. Most of that through TV rights and deals and things like that. That money oftentimes gets spread out to teams on top. So with that on top of what you're making off of tickets, concessions, all the other things that you make money off of as a franchise, the money is just going to grow every year. It's just going to get bigger and bigger every year, and so that allows these teams to be able to pay those high numbers. However, I will say, certain franchises have, I think, are more focused on continuing to make larger profits as organizations each year. The Bengals being one of them, that they just will not pony up and pay the player the same amount that maybe the Raiders or the Browns this year with Myles Garrett's contract. They won't pay that same amount of money because they're thinking, okay, well, we want to just continue making a profit. We don't care as much about having a team that wins the Super Bowl. And that's just the way that it looks to the consumer on the outside is, hey, the Cowboys is another one. It's like, well, I'm just going to be Jerry Jones and keep myself in the spotlight as long as I can with all these contract dramas, and then at the end, we're going to figure it out. You know, that's basically how it's been for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's always in these contract spats every year, and then he gets a deal at the end. That happened with CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, yep.
That's just the way that it works for the Cowboys. They keep themselves in the media's eye the entire time by doing that. That's kind of their strategy. Every team has a different strategy for how they handle these contracts, and I think the Bengals have a specific one that has not worked very well. Carson Palmer ran off because of this whole thing, too, back in the day. So, like, this is not new.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
so,
we'll see.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
So, yep, they've played games with their players.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it backfires with the Bengals. Philip Rivers says, hello, Jimmy Stout down in Georgia. Hello, Coach Jenkins. Hello to Matt Gegley. Thank you all for watching the show. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. So Philip Rivers, for one day, goes back. He'd been a Indianapolis Colt. So for one day, goes back to be a Charger and announces his retirement as a Los Angeles Charger. So Philip Rivers gone. He had a pretty good career, didn't he?
He did. He had a great career. He'll be a Hall of Famer. He definitely had was kind of a staple of the league for the years he was in there. One of the big names of that generation of quarterbacks that came into the league with Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady and those guys. So yeah, he'll definitely be. I mean, you can't really tell, I don't think, the history of the NFL without talking about Philip Rivers.
40 over 400 touchdown passes, 63,000 plus yards. I know he had, I thought was impressive, 35 game-winning drives.
Yeah.
That tells you his money. So Philip Rivers retiring. He says he wants to go out as a Charger. So, as I said, for one day, he became a Charger and announced his retirement yesterday. So, let's see, college football. Memphis has went to the brass at the Big 12. So we're going to bring $200 million with us. If you'll let us come, we will forego 5 years of revenue sharing if you'll put us in the Big 12. And the Big 12 folks said no. The president had said he'd been around for a year talking to the presidents of the Big 12 and athletic directors, lobbying for them to bring them into the league, and they said no, we're not going to do it. I thought that was an interesting slap in the face to Memphis. I thought. You?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the Big 12, obviously, they're kind of looking to make their brand a bigger brand, like SEC Big Ten.
Yeah.
And so at this point, they're being a little picky with who comes in because what they've done is they've lost some really good schools like Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. And so what they're trying to do is find a way where they can, like, there was a lot of talk about the ACC breaking up a little bit, Florida State possibly jumping out of there. Big 12 had a deal possibly with having Florida State in and things like that in the past. So I think that what the Big 12 wants is they're trying to get bigger schools that will bring bigger draws in as the new schools that they add.
Bigger marquee name.
Yeah.
I don't know who that would be, but
yeah, I agree with you. With the way that things have shifted, I don't see like legitimate schools right in front of my eyes that I think, oh, that would be a Big 12 fit. I don't see that, but it's possible that the ACC teams could be the ones that get pulled in.
So you look, it's kind of quieted down, but Clemson was upset. Florida State was upset. They wanted a bigger piece of the ACC pie. He said, look, without us, it's just another league, and they're probably right. That's the two marquee football programs in the ACC. They're staying put. Big 12 right now has 16 members. They're staying put. So, we had that big movement 2 years ago, all these schools jumping, and so it's kind of quieted down. So Memphis, look, it's a good quality institution, no question, but from a power marquee name for football and basketball, no. I understand why they're doing it. The Big 12 is saying no. So, and they apparently aren't that interested in expanding. Pac-12 is, but Memphis is not interested in going to the Pac-12. So, do you ever see Florida State and Clemson leaving the ACC?
Maybe at some point. I think the only way they would do that, I feel like, is if they were getting a legitimate bump in the revenue share, because the current situation with them in the ACC, like you said, it's pretty even. I mean, it's not real. There's not like front runner schools that are having a huge amount of the revenues from the ACC, like how we have in the Big Ten with Michigan, Ohio State, and how we have in the SEC. We've got the big schools like Alabama, Georgia, and LSU, and so like I think that one thing. The only possible thing that I could see happening is somebody ponying up, like in the Big 12 in the future at some point and saying, hey, we want 2 more marquee programs. Come on over. But right now, I don't see a fit for it, and it may be a while before there's any fit for it.
So you're saying internally if the schools start lobbying for let's get XYZ school, then they're going to get some traction.
Yeah, probably so.
All right, so August the 30th, here's your opening weekend of college football. We'll get your take on some of these games. The biggest one, of course, Texas at Ohio State.
Yeah.
They got Big Ten Media Days coming up this week, and so they're all the buzz in the Big Ten is the Ohio State Buckeyes and Penn State. That seems to be the two biggies. To me, it looks like a pretty soft league this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a bunch of kind of middle-of-the-pack teams. Look at Nebraska, you look at Rutgers, look at Maryland, look at Indiana, look at Michigan State. The Wolverines, I think, are probably right below Ohio State and Penn State. But you've got Texas opening things up in Columbus at Ohio State. How do you like that one?
Yeah, that's a huge game. I think, Texas is the preseason number 1. So we're going to see, I think, Arch Manning. That's going to be a really big game for him. Because I think in the past their issue has been quarterback, like not having that elite quarterback play to be able to come through and beat these top-level teams. And so if Arch Manning is who they say he is, he'll win that game against Ohio State. But I don't know, because Ohio State's a real good team.
Steve Spurrier said last year, he said, if he was as good as everybody thinks he was, and says he is, he'd have played last year. He wouldn't have been second string. He'd been an impact player, which I love Spurrier from Johnson City, of course.
That's a very good point.
Well, it is a good point. If you bring in Tomby, who went on to St. John's, and he was as good as advertised, he really had a good year. But if Tom Taylor gets recruited like he's the heir to the throne, well, that good, I should have bumped Tomby last year. So, and your point is well taken. So there's a lot of pressure on Arch Manning, I can tell you. In fact, I was on the show last week. I equated the pressure on him to a guy named Earnhardt Jr. when he got into NASCAR. Everybody expected him to win championships and be just like his daddy, and he wasn't. Now, he had his own, 25, 26 wins, but nothing like Dad did. But now he's making millions and on top of millions doing podcasts and all the endorsements and all that. But the name, Manning, there's a lot of pressure on this guy. You talking about being in a microscope.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess he can handle it. Time will tell, I guess. Alabama, Florida State, and Tallahassee. What do you think about that one?
Woo.
First week.
Yeah, that's fun. The first week of the year is going to be a fun one across the board. But I really like – I like Alabama. I think Florida State, you're going to have to prove some things this year, I think. They last year were, not great. They were okay. They're good enough. I just don't think they were elite. Alabama obviously is going to be a tough team to beat whenever you play them. That's going to be a tough team. I think I like Alabama, although who's on the road is the question. is Alabama at Florida State.
It is.
It
in
is. So
Tallahassee, yeah.
that gives Florida State a little bit of an advantage because that is a really tough place to play. So we shall see. But I like Alabama in that game, even if it's on the road against Florida State.
Coach DeBoer's sophomore season, a lot of questions and expectation because, of course, you're up against the legend, probably arguably the greatest coach in college football history, Nick Saban.
Just like Arch Manning, expectations for Kalen DeBoer, you know.
There you go. Heat's on him. So he better come out of the gate and set the tone for the season. LSU at Clemson. That's going to be a good one, too.
It is. I like LSU in that one.
On the road at Clemson?
I do. I do like LSU on the road at Clemson.
Whoa.
And it's, Clemson recently in the last few years, they've had some slow starts to seasons, like just not scoring to the level that they need to. And against a team like LSU, I think that could be problematic.
Notre Dame, it's back in the buzz again. It's always up there, whether it's self-hype or they're legitimate. Everybody says it's going to be a big year for the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame at Miami of Florida. A lot of course, it's Carson Beck. You had all the buzz about him, but Mario Cristobal, the coach, is on the seat a little bit.
Yep.
Hurricanes will have this one down in Florida. Can they beat Notre Dame?
They could. I don't see why they couldn't do it. I think Notre Dame is better, but
okay.
But I again, like, home game for Miami. Notre Dame early in the season, going to be hot down there. Notre Dame has been practicing in heat as well. I mean, they're in Indiana, so in the summertime there's plenty of heat there. But I will say, I mean, that's not a fun place to play in August.
No.
Down in Miami. So we'll see what happens. But like, Notre Dame's the better team. I mean, their roster is definitely a better roster. See if all the parts can come together for Miami to get a win there.
Notre Dame, or we mentioned Auburn, another team in flux. There's a lot of heat down on the plains. Hugh Freeze will go to Baylor to battle the Bears. That's going to be a tough one.
It will be. That'll be a weird one.
It's a weird one.
That's kind of two teams that are kind of been on the fringe the last couple of years. Last year, Auburn, was a little downtrodden. Wasn't their best year. But I would say that probably when you look at those two teams right now, they're probably about in the same situation. So that one's really a toss-up, a 50-50 for me. I think based on conference pedigree, I probably would just pick Auburn. But Baylor has a tendency sometimes to have really good offenses. So it's a possibility if Auburn's defense isn't up to the task.
Playing this one in Baylor, by the way, in Texas.
Yeah.
Last one, the obvious. We had Jeff Beverly on the show earlier. Tennessee and Syracuse. As I said earlier, and I'm going to go back and say the same thing, they're talking about Aguilar and Merkliner and McIntyre, the quarterbacks. Got to have them, no question. For my money, the guy I'm wanting to see is who's going to replace Dylan Sampson. This guy was the man last year offensively. His football team is gone. You got Lewis, you got Bishop, you got the kid named Starr Thomas who came in from Duke, and you got a kid named Morris that's a true freshman, supposed to be a hot rod running back. So they're waiting on this guy. He just told me who it was earlier in the show. Simeon. It's down to Tennessee and Michigan on this guy. Let's see who it is here. I think he told me, but we'll get in. I want to see what your take is on the Tennessee football team here in a second. Yep, Sabian Hyder. There it is. Michigan. They're running back out of Mineral, Virginia, Sabian Hyder. And so it's down to Tennessee and Michigan. Ohio State and Georgia's already been ruled out, so it's down to 2. He's a game changer if you get him. Of course, that's next year. So is it me or the buzz is about Nico and all that? And the quarterback, and it is important, but Tennessee sets their offense up with the running game. So
right.
To me, who's going to replace Dylan Sampson is a bigger question.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, that's definitely a run-based offense, and I think if you're looking at the quarterbacks, I think it's who's going to be able to play in that system the most effectively. I don't think it's necessarily the most talented guy needs to be out there. It's the guy who's gonna run the system the way it needs to be run, which I think at times last year was the reason that the offense kind of was downhill at times, because I don't think it was run the way it needed to be with Nico behind center. So finding a guy that fits there. And at running back, I mean, it may be a committee. It may be more of a committee feel this year than being Sampson, and that's fine. I mean, if you're running the ball a ton, if you can get a committee set up the way that you want it with some really good runners, I mean, that'll work. I mean, that's actually probably a better thing for you because it gives you the ability to rest some guys.
The question marks in this football team this year tells me this first game is a table setter for the year, I think. Syracuse, you got to come out. I mean, number one, you got to beat them. I think you need to beat them convincingly. You get your mojo going. You got East Tennessee State game 2. Going to be a great game, as we said earlier. In-state, all the side parts of this game. But when the smoke settles, it should be a Tennessee win convincingly over Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn around and got Georgia coming in week 3, September 13th. So you got Syracuse neutral site, ETSU home opener, then Georgia comes. So to me, the Syracuse game, you best come out guns a-blazing to set the table, I think, for your season.
I agree. Syracuse is not a slouch of a team either. I mean, they had a down period of time for a while, but last year, I mean, they were ranked, knocked Miami out of the college football playoff last year, and put Clemson in the last week of the season. So Syracuse is not a slouch. So we'll see what happens with that, but. I think Syracuse, obviously last year they had Kyle McCord at quarterback, so it's going to be interesting trying to replace him behind center. But I do think Tennessee has what it takes to win that game.
You look after the Georgia game, Tennessee has one that you can get healthy pretty quick, Alabama, Birmingham coming to town. Then you go to one of the lower-tier teams preseason at Mississippi State, in fact, they're being picked last in the league. Then you have Arkansas at home, which is a little farther up the totem pole, but they're still in the bottom rung of the SEC preseason picks. Then you go to Alabama. Then you go to Kentucky, which is down there. They're all over Stoops right now. You come back home to Oklahoma. Venables, I mean, that's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team right now too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have New Mexico State. That should be a good, healthy game pretty quick. That's a checkbook game. Then you go to Florida in November, so they flip-flop the Georgia-Florida game. So now you go to Florida in Gainesville in November and come back home to wrap it up against Vanderbilt. So it's I think it's a very doable schedule for Tennessee. I think you have a lot of success. But from my mind, psychologically, all the question marks and the Nico, all that going on in the past, I think Tennessee needs to come out against Syracuse and really set the table for the year.
Yeah, I agree with that 100% because I think that's going to set the table for the future of the season because if you can start the season on a good note like that and a big win against Syracuse, that gives you confidence going into your SEC schedule.
Everything you want to know about Milligan University sports, you go where?
Yeah, MilliganBuffs.com, which is actually undergoing a redesign right now, and we'll be releasing that redesign on July 30th, so just about 8 days from now.
So what was the coolest, in closing, when you went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, what was the coolest thing up there that you saw?
Oh, man, that's tough.
How long did you go through it? A couple hours?
It took about 3.5 hours.
Oh, really?
To get through.
It's that good?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been there.
Oh, yeah.
So.
It's awesome. But
did you fly or drive?
We drove, yeah. We drove and stayed in a couple hotels.
So what's Canton from here? 10?
So Canton from here's, no, it's only about 5.5.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You must have a lead foot. Canton's way up there in Ohio. We're down here in Tennessee.
No, it's 5. I can pull it up on maps and show you. It's 5.5 hours.
You get from here to Canton, Ohio in 5.5.
Yeah.
That may be a bucket list trip to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was the coolest thing?
I would say probably the coolest thing was the Super Bowl room, which the Super Bowl room, they show the Super Bowl trophy in the middle in an encasing. There's basically a small circular column around it. So you walk in and it's like this really white room and it's got the silver trophy right in the middle on a stand. So it's really, really cool, really slick. And then all the way around it on the outside, there's a walkway around it that has every single year's Super Bowl champion and a description of how they got there each year, which was really cool. And also in that room, they had a replica ring of every single Super Bowl ring for all of the champions. So.
Did you see the Eagles Super Bowl ring this year?
Yeah, I was in there. It was in there the day it was released is the day that we were there in the Hall of Fame.
The Super Bowl ring for the Eagles has two wings that actually comes out on the side of the ring.
They pop out.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Super Bowl ring for the Eagles. One of these days we'll have one for the Raiders. We're coming. Maybe another 10 years from now, we're coming. I like to see it before I die. I like to see him at least be competitive. So. But when Mark Davis says, well, he said, well, we've heard this before, so we'll just have to wait and see. I'm thinking, no, you're the owner of the checkbook. What do you tell me you have to wait and see? Come on now. You're supposed to say we're going to have a great year.
We're always waiting and seeing.
Oh, we're waiting to see. Yeah. 2026. So, anyway, you hungry? Let's eat something.
Yeah.
Again, Milligan, we can't wait to, you're going to see and hear a lot of Milligan University sports this year. We're very excited about that. Our volleyball schedule got it nailed down, and so there's a lot of volleyball, which will be our first sport we cover. Let's see what else. What's in the fall? Soccer? Which
yeah,
soccer?
Soccer in the fall as well.
Guys soccer? Girls soccer?
Yep,
both soccer?
Both.
Okay. Volleyball, and then we just morph into basketball. Both teams went to the national tournament last year. If you forgot the Learfield Cup, we were 7th in the country in NAIA schools in America, over 200 schools. We were 7th in the country, right?
Yeah, it was, again, 2 really good years in a row in the Learfield Cup. Number 6 last year, number 7 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, top 10 finishes are hard to come by in a competition like the Learfield Cup.
You got it. And so go to the website, Milligan Buffs, short for Buffalo, so those of you out-of-town folks. Milligan Buffs, that's our nickname, orange and black, milliganbuffs.com, and there it is, and he's updating records. You do a lot of record updating this year.
I did, yes, tons of it.
Tons of it.
And that's the way it is every year,
Yeah.
you know, because every year we're cranking out all kinds of stuff, which is a fun thing. I like, in my job, being able to update records and things like that is cool because I'm basically the historian. So that's a lot of fun.
It's great to be a Buff.
Yeah, it is.
We go all the way back to what year? What year did we have the school open up? Back in the 1800s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the 1800s.
Yeah, so, and the records, I'm sure back there are a little spotty, but more recently it's been pretty thorough thanks to him and his predecessors. So, anyway, it's good to be a Buff. MilliganBuffs.com. We're going to eat here in a second.
Yep.
Here it is, folks. This rocks. Blackberry Fire. I'm a sissy, and I said, Michaela said, no, it's not going to burn you. And you've told me that before. I walked out here on fire looking for a milkshake to put out the burn. But that's really good stuff. But the blackberry kind of tempers the fire, if you will. So that's why you tell me that it's one of the sauces you can put on your food here. And you can also buy them to go. They sell the bottles that you can take with you home to cook out in the backyard using Phil's Dream Pit barbecue sauces. Quick break. We'll be right back after this to wrap it up. We'll do that with our buddy Brian, who's again going to tell you one more time about the great things called Dream Packs on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides, gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, a quart and a half of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So an even number, however many you want. $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media
on Facebook, maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
That's
our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
And back to wrap it up here on the Tom Dillon Sports Show, show number 2,326 on this Tuesday, July 22nd, celebrating the birthday of Don Henley of the Eagles at 77 years old today. Big thanks again to our guest, Brendan Sweeney. Of course, just now from Milligan, Jeff Beverly, Big Orange Update, and Michaela, who does the the catering here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. And so let's give you the verse today before we get out of here. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and today no different. If we can get this thing typed up. There we go. Good night. All right. Let's see here. Boom. Here it is right here. Great verse that says, with God nothing is impossible because he is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the first and the last, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. Jeremiah 32:27 says, now listen to this. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? No. He took the Red Sea and parted the Red Sea. Imagine going out to the Boone Lake and parting the Boone Lake. Not only did he part it, but what I thought was interesting when I read the story, he made the seabed dry. Not like you're sloshing through water. It was dry as a bone. It's incredible. The problems we face are opportunities for the Lord Jesus to prove that he does whatever we can't. How about that? The problems we give him and face him and ask him to fix are opportunities for him to prove that he does whatever we can't do. Thank you, Lord, for that. That's the verse today, Jeremiah 32:27. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? The answer is unequivocally no. No way. All right, out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Back tomorrow. Be right back at it again. Show number 2327 on the road to Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Until then, we say so long from Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26, where, again, they are cranking it out here. There's a line out the door. They always are. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, closed on Sundays and Mondays. Back with you tomorrow. Again, we'll tell you, as always, bloom where you planted and win or lose. Be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2326 of the Tom Dillon Sports Show, live today at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of